Hello, everyone. We are here at Frolic in Windsor, Maine, getting ready to go in and see all the fibery goodies. It is freezing cold. It was like
chilly.
85 degrees yesterday, and I think it's like 40 today. I don't know. That's an exaggeration.
I think
but
it must be around 50 right now. It's chilly.
yeah,
Oh, and
it's
look
really
what's
cold.
coming.
Oh, look what's coming. Oh, he's beautiful.
Oh, how cool.
Oh, that's a beautiful animal. Look at
That's
that.
so cool.
That's very cool. So that was neat.
Yeah.
So we are going in to see all the fibery things. Julie, what are you looking for at Frolic this year?
Basically, I'm on the scout for a 48-inch nitty naughty. I don't have one of those. I have just one for making minis. Other than that, just looking for what might catch my eye. Don't need a lot.
No.
But I might want something.
Yeah. I am looking for a pair of, hopefully in the used equipment barn, I'll be able to find some used hand carders. And then there's one yarn maker here, Ellen's Half Pipe Farm.
Yeah.
And she had some really good deals on sweater quantities of yarn. Not that I need another sweater quantity of yarn, but I'm just curious. I want to check her out. And of course, Mrs. Hartman's farm. I want a new woodwick candle and some
Maritime
smelly
Family
bits.
Fiber.
Yes, we'll go
And
visit
Homespun
them.
Girls.
Yes, Casey's here from Port Fiber,
Yes.
so hopefully we'll be able to check her out. So, are you ready?
Yes.
Mark,
go.
get set, go. Are back from Frolic. I didn't get a lot of video, but I hope you enjoyed what you saw there. We definitely enjoyed it for the most part. Mother Nature made it a little miserable. It was pretty cold and wet.
Oh.
And cold.
Still thawing.
We are still thawing. My hands are still like, but yeah, we had a very good time. Always a good time at Frolic. We did choose to only go the one day because tomorrow
It's potentially even worse.
yeah, tomorrow's supposed to be even more windy, and wet and cold. So
And
we're
windier makes it colder.
yeah. So we just did today, and that was plenty. We did some damage.
Oh yeah. I don't think my pocketbook can handle another day.
Yeah. But we had so much fun.
Yeah.
I think seeing Emily again from Mrs.
Yes.
Hartman's was fun. She is always a pleasure to talk with. We got to visit a bit with Casey from Port Fiber, and I can never remember their name. Maritime Family Fiber.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, now that she did
Of
that.
course. Now we don't remember their names.
Yep. Now I've
We
forgotten.
get to visit with the family from the Family Fiber.
Yep. Mom at Homespun Girls.
And Homespun Girl, yep. So yeah, it was a really good time. As soon as we got back to the car, we said how we wanted to come home and have tea, and we are. We've got our Earl Grey going. And on our way out, we got some little yummy snacks. We have some, what are those?
Apricot ginger scones.
Apricot ginger scones. And we also have some fig and pecan biscuits, crackers. And those were in a booth with they're fig and pecan artisan crackers. And this was from Juji's Kitchen. So there is the information. And I'll try to remember to put a link in the bottom. But really incredibly delicious, like, artisan.
They are
food.
artisan. I mean, there's combinations you wouldn't think of.
Yeah.
You know? But the apricot ginger was like the most basic combination I saw.
There was one that was like tomato,
oregano,
onion, and rosemary.
Oh, okay.
Rosemary. I don't remember.
I think there was a tomato oregano focaccia.
Yes,
tomato. And then there was a rosemary, onion, another thing I don't remember.
Else. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just neat, incredible combinations that were very, like, earthy. And, like, everything just looked good, smelled good, and tasted
I mean, even the scone, it's not just an apricot ginger scone. It's topped with slivered almonds and sesame seeds.
I picked it apart a bit because it's delicious. So yeah. And I'm going to be rude and eat a wee bit on camera. Because we're starved. Yeah. And then we had for lunch there, I had fish and chips.
I had lobster roll.
From
Ye Old
English fish and chips. It was like a wagon.
Yeah.
They didn't have as many food vendors there, but I was impressed that the Ye Old English Fish and Chips wagon had hot coffee, cocoa, cappuccino. Yum. Thank you for having hot beverages.
Yeah, because last year you couldn't find a coffee.
To save your soul, you could not find a coffee.
No coffee.
Okay. So, we did some damage, so this is our haul portion of the video. If you don't enjoy hauls, thank you for watching the first portion. We love you. Please subscribe, like, and all the things. If you enjoy haul videos, you're in for a treat.
And you'll want to stay tuned because the people that we met there, we have acquisitions from some of them.
Yes.
And like Sarah, a Fiber Track, we chatted quite a little bit with Sarah from Fiber Track.
Yep. What booth was that in?
That was at the Title Yarns booth.
Title Yarns, yeah. Bumped into Sarah, which was fun.
Yeah.
We talked about feet.
Which
was odd, but it was funny.
She was right into it. She's just like talking to somebody you've known for years.
Yeah.
Without, it was just very natural.
I've never met her. It was the first time I'd ever met her. It was fun. It was neat. It was fun to bump into somebody that you knew. I honestly had not watched her video before. I've really kind of been out of the podcasting arena. I really need to get more in it, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So there's that. So let's dig in. First stop, it's almost always, it's always a stop. It's not always the first stop, but a lot of times it is. It's always a stop.
Yep. So, stopped at Bartlett Yarns, which I did not grab a card, but we'll put the link below.
Yeah.
So Bartlett Yarns here in Maine. Do you remember the town? I cannot remember.
Harmony,
that's the one. So a mill here in Maine. They do their great different combinations of their mill spun. They have a mule spinner, old time mule spinner. I think it's one of the last in the world.
We did a bit of a tour of the facility during a yarn cruise.
Yarn cruise last year, I think.
And
They
I
did
so
a
I will
mill
link
tour.
I will link above a video to that yarn cruise video. It goes over the tour there. It was amazing.
Yeah, and they do have a store there at the mill, so you can shop there. And they just opened a new location.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes, I can't remember where it is. If we think of it, we'll put it with the link down below. It's I want to say in New Hampshire, but it might be Connecticut or Vermont. But it's one of these New England states.
There we go.
And yeah, very recent grand opening for that store.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. So I did not get yarn this time.
Although the Cormo Targi blend was extremely tempting.
Yeah. But these caught my eye. And it's a little, I don't know if you can, oh yeah, I think you might be able to see it. It's a sheep, an outline of a sheep. And it's just a little cookie stamp. And I just, like, I don't do cookies a whole lot anymore, but I'm liking oat cakes, which is a traditional Scottish, like, biscuit. But they're a thin biscuit, and I thought, oh, that'd be cute. Put me a little sheep stamp on my biscuits.
I need a sheepy biscuit.
Yeah, so that was my Bartlett Yarns purchase.
Bartlett.
Yep.
And I think
What was next?
Tidal
Was Tidal the
I think
next one?
Tidal was next.
Okay.
Was the next stop.
So Tidal Yarns, which is where we bumped into Sarah at Fiber Track. This gorgeousness. Yeah.
I wish I'd got a
Yes.
picture of the hat, but I didn't. We'll have to try to.
There's a picture of it on the pattern, but it's not the full effect. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's the 6-pack of minis
So pretty.
to make. This, how am I going to do this?
We can take a picture of it, and I'll put it as a picture here.
Yeah. That's basically the hat there. There is a picture at the bottom that we'll take a picture of. It's got a unique shape.
Yeah.
And so,
And it's slouchy too, which
Yep.
is interesting.
yep.
But
so
it was
it's
so
a striped
pretty in
hat
person.
and very pretty. Caught my eye. The thing I love, and there's her card. Title. Oh, I don't know if we can get it. Tidal Yarns. Her yarn is all locally sourced and naturally dyed. So,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful.
To have such
It's
vibrant
just
colors
beautiful.
from natural dyes. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yep.
So
So
pretty.
very much looking forward to.
And
doing
she
that
had
hat.
like other skeins that were this color, but they were much more muted because they were dyed on a gray or a base that had a little more gray in it.
Mhm.
So the color combinations, not only from the natural dye, but also from the color
bases.
of fibers that she dyed it on. It was like there's such
whole range. You
Yeah,
could,
so many
fades.
different
Oh my
different
gosh, could
shades.
you do some fades?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So.
And she had the kits done up, and then she also had a bowl full of all those minis, so you could
Yeah,
mix and
make your own
match your
kit if you
own
wanted.
and do your own kind of slouchy hat.
See, this is the title stripes slouch hat is by Kate Solomon. Yeah. And the pattern came free with the yarn purchase. Can't beat that.
Nope, not with a stick.
Alrighty.
So I think after that, we went down the line and we came across a place called Turbo Fluffed Creations. And I don't have their card with me, but I'll put a picture of it here so you have their details. They had all kinds of fiber and fluff, and she was holding a bunny. She was all bundled up with a blanket and had the little I think it was her heater.
Yeah.
This little Angora bunny. It was in the rabbit barn, I think. But she had these mill end grab bags, 8 ounces, and I hope I'm not like spoiling this, but I'll just say it was very reasonably priced
Very.
for 8 ounces.
Very.
So this one has this beautiful like blue, and you can't really the shine the bags. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
there's that beautiful blue, and then there's this like multicolored, but I think it'll go really great with the blue. Not sure if I'm going to spin them together or separate, You never know with grab bags, right?
That would make a great color work cowl.
It really would if I did the two separate. It just depends on how much of each colored fiber is there. But then to go with this, also, there was another one that was a similar shade of blue.
Oh, yeah. Oh, those are interchangeable for sure.
Yeah. And this has a little bit of like green. There's a lighter blue there. And I don't know how much of that blue-green color is in there, but just like super fun. I love mill end. I know that not a lot of people like spinning them because they're the ends. They're like the end of the run or whatever. They're not perfect, but they make yarn. I couldn't care less whether they're in the middle of the beginning or the end of the mill. I don't care. And then this one is just
gorgeous.
So pretty.
Oh.
I love the natural
and
that coppery and the purple.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just
amazing.
so pretty. It's very royal looking, color looking.
Yes.
So that one is gorgeous. And then she had all kinds of neutral ones. I had, how many did I have? I had like 12 of these out that I had to weed down to the 4 that I got.
And you got down to like 7 or 8, and then your final answer was 4.
Yeah. This one is totally me. Browns and blacks. And it looks like it might have a little bit of like a neppy bit in there. I'm not really sure. And this mocha, it's like a cappuccino colored.
And there's some silk in there, I think. I see some shine.
Yeah. And then that brown right there, that light brown, and then that reddish brown. I'm sorry about the shine on the bag, but they're all just so beautiful.
Yeah.
I didn't even open the bags to feel the fiber because I really didn't care. It's just so pretty, and oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
That feels like
soft.
that could be alpaca.
Oh, yeah, that could be.
That feels like it could be alpaca.
Very, very soft.
That definitely has some silk in it.
Yep.
And then
Nothing. Oh,
that's very like
that's camel.
That's camel.
Yeah.
That's just a wee bit of camel. So I also thought I might do some Rolags and do like a blended, my own blend. Do the Rolags on the blending board.
Yeah.
I haven't done a blending board in a long time. So yeah, this is going to be fun. I need more fiber like a hole in the head, but she was so sweet and so nice, and the fiber she had all kinds of, she had like bags of trilobal nylon, so you could do like a blend of nylon and do like a sock yarn. Incredible.
Yep.
So that was that. And then what was next? I think
Was it my buttons next?
Nope, we were on our way out to the car.
Oh, okay.
To dump some of your stuff and my stuff. And so I didn't have a whole lot, so I figured I might as well load up before we left. We'd gone back. We went through halfway through one barn, and we'd gone back to the used equipment barn because someone said that there were carters there, which was the one thing I wanted to get. And they got any carters that were left in the used equipment tent got snapped up in seconds. Actually, there was people right in front of me that grabbed up the last 2 pairs, and I was so mad. The only carters that were left were cotton carters, and I don't want to do cotton. I want to do wool. But while we were in the used equipment tent, I did find something else. I'm sorry about the crinkle. I found a loom. It is a preschool loom. Preschool. But it has like a little heddle. I think that's what that's called.
I think it is.
And it's got the frame, and it's got some other things here that I don't know the names of yet. And I think that's a shuttle. So, yeah. I'm going to do some research. See if there is a play school loom. It's a frame loom. And I was looking at a frame loom on Paradise Fibers. But before I get into weaving, I want to make sure it's something that I, can do. Like, do I have the skill set to do it? And B, do I like doing it? So I'm going to check it out with this little loom. And I figure if I like it, great. I can do some artsy things with it, maybe some wall hangings or tapestries or whatever. And if I really do like it, I can upgrade and get a more adult loom. And then Dylan can have that loom.
Oh, yeah.
I can teach her how to weave. So,
There you go.
or maybe I just love my little play school loom,
Could
and that's
entirely
all I
be
do.
possible. Yep.
But it was $15.
Yeah.
Used equipment, you can't beat it. So
Right.
I snatched it. And then we were on our way out to the car, and I saw a ceramic table. And I don't have their card with me. I will put it up here.
Oh, right here.
Do you have it?
That one, right?
This was the card that was on the table. We don't know if it's the right person or not. But I have an inkling that there was a relationship between her and the fellow that was
So
at
this
the
was something
ceramics
different, maybe.
table.
Yeah.
So this may have been his thing, but perhaps if you really want something here, she can tell you where to go. If I do have the card, if I pick something up, I will put it here. I don't know if I did. So this was the bowl I got, a yarn bowl. And I love, there's actual real drips because it was rainy and everything got wet. But I love the glaze drips.
Glaze drizzles.
And the drizzles on the outside of the bowl. It just reminds me of a messy ice cream. I love my ice cream. And I'm often messy with it. But it is so pretty.
I love the additional holes here, too.
Yeah.
Like if you were stranding and
Yep.
needed additional places to run the yarn through.
Yep.
I like that.
So.
And when you had it on the table, something hit it. I don't know if it was just your knuckle maybe or whatever, but it's like, it almost sounds like a singing bowl.
It does. It really is. It's quite pretty.
Yeah.
I have another bowl that I had through OIFF. I had custom made, and it broke right here, and I glued it back. But that is the price you pay for not putting your yarn bowl in your lap or on the floor. Don't leave it on the edge of a couch where a toddler can jump on the couch and fall.
Yep.
Over with it.
Safest place for it is on the floor.
Yep. But I often have, a couple of different yarns going, and so I like to have, I've always wanted to have a second bowl.
That's a good big one, too. You can have 2 skeins, 3 skeins maybe.
I probably could have a couple of small balls in there.
Yeah.
And then they also had these cute little dishes.
They're adorable.
This one has a little sheep, and it's just a little shallow dish. Perfect for a spoon, a tea bag, stitch markers, what have you. I think this will come in really handy. I'll probably park them throughout the living room where I often drop stitch markers. And then the other one that I got is this little sheep. He's just a little sheep with a belly that you can put your stitch markers and whatnot in. So that was really cool. They had all kinds of different little dishes like that were so cute. Then we parked our stuff in the car, and we sat and knitted for a bit, and warmed up, and hoped and prayed that the weather would change, but it did not.
It did not.
But we went back anyway.
We get to watch a Fiber Trek episode in the meantime.
Yes, we did watch the Fiber Trek episode with the interview from Casey from Port Fiber, so that was fun. It was my first Fiber Trek video, so I will definitely be subscribing and checking her out more. Very calming video, very low-key. I loved the information that she took from Casey about her trip to Tajikistan, which I'd never heard of, and just amazing what Casey is doing with the Kashmir people.
Yeah.
I wish she'd had more of it at Fiber Frolic, but that just gives us an excuse to go visit her shop in Portland.
Yes.
So we can check out the Kashmir people stuff. Yeah. And we did visit her too, but we'll get to that in a moment. Because first we went to the button place.
Was it this one?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe so.
I think so too. So I am thinking that I want to make an open front cardigan, but one that has just one buttonhole at the top, so that if I want to button it, it just has the one button at the top thing. So there was a booth there called Very Eclectic, and this is handmade by Lisa for you. She had a lot of unique buttons, like she had a little tray with separators in it, and there might only have been 6 or 8 of this particular button, so it wasn't like they were mass-produced kind of situation or whatever. You know, there weren't tons of them to choose from, but I only really needed one button. But this one caught my eye. It is,
Super pretty.
yeah, it looks like it's stone or ceramic, and like it's carved. So I had decided on that one for the open front cardigan, and then she enabled
I enabled her for a change.
and turn around, and there's this dish of pebble
Beach pebble buttons.
beach
she
pebble
called them.
buttons, and they're just stones, beach stones. And she drilled holes in them. And
Yep.
I think that is a very cool button.
So Julie asked her, "Did you make them?" And she says, "No, Mother Nature made them. I just picked them up and drilled holes in them." That was hilarious.
Yep.
But very good eye for her to find
Yes.
those stones that were perfectly like
Yeah.
thin enough and flat and semi-round to be able to work as a button.
Yeah.
And to see the ability to put the holes in them and make them into buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought they were
I could
pretty
comb a
amazing.
beach for a decade and not find the right button to make a not find the right stone to make a button out of. So good on her.
Yep.
I forgot. We went to
Oh, that was
quite early on. Actually, we went
Yeah.
to Mrs. Hartman's farmhouse market stall, and I love her crackling wood wax candles. So here is her label. And she had a few scents there, a lot of like florally scents that I thought were beautiful and I would have
Yeah.
loved to have, but they make Kayla sneeze. So I went with lemon verbena, orris, and thyme.
and she calls that one
Calls
New
that one
Day,
New
right?
Day. And it smells so good. I really was hoping to find, I think she called it Mr. I want to say Mr. Darcy, but I could be very, very wrong. It was like a tobacco, a coffee, and something else. But that's like, it might have been cocoa or chocolate or something.
Mm.
But that's the kind of candle I really dig. I like the earthy,
Almost like a manly candle.
yeah, almost like a manly candle. You know, not that candles have sexes, but like a real earthy, warm, scented candle. But she didn't have, the only one she had was Alpine Forest, and it was a little too Christmassy for me. So I went with this one, and I think it'll make a nice spring
That
candle.
one's just bright and fresh.
Yeah.
Clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the tins. I reuse the tins. They're fun. They're cool. She's fun and cool. I just
Yeah.
love her. She's so nice.
Yep.
And you found something that you wanted
did.
there too.
Yes. So she has been using it for some time and raves about it. So
Yes.
this is her U&B herbal balm. And it's a custom blended balm that you can use anywhere, really.
It's got like all the essential oil
Yeah.
scents you
It's
could
got
ever want.
Lanolin and beeswax, and it's scented with essential oils, and there's a whole list of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can, anywhere you have dry, cracked skin,
Yeah.
good stuff. And my skin is forever dry.
Yeah.
So,
I keep it right on my desk, and my hands get dried out. I'll take a fingernail and just kind of scrape a nice big scoop of it, and all over my hands and even all over my face. And it's such a nice little refresher throughout the day. It's really
got a
nice.
nice scent too.
Yeah.
It's not a strong scent at all, but it's just enough of a scent.
Yeah. I stopped at Maine Fiber Workshop, and I got more fiber.
More fiber.
More fiber. I happened to say, oh, look at all the BFLs, not BFL, look at all the humbug stuff she's got. I love a humbug blend, which if you don't know a humbug blend, it's like the white and it's several different
white
shades.
neutrals.
Yeah, like neutral. It's like a high contrast, but medium blended, not, I don't want to say lightly blended because the fibers are blended together pretty well, but it usually gives you like this stripy look to the fiber. And she had tons.
She started handing her.
She just started
blades.
handing me all. I'm like, oh my God, I want all of them. They smell sheepy. They feel sheepy. They're amazing. So this is a BFL, just straight up BFL, 4 ounces. And again, I won't give away her prices, but
Very reasonable.
forget about it. It's so amazing. Like, honestly. So I got 8 ounces, 2 4-ounce braids of the BFL. And then I saw down underneath, just below her knee, this beautiful gray fiber. This gray is almost a silver. Whoops.
It is almost a silver.
I've got a fleck. There we go. It's like a silver. Whoopsie. It's like a silvery gray.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's so pretty. And so I picked it up and just looked at it, and it said Gotland, which
That
means
was it.
gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I had to have it home. So I got 2 of those, 4 ounces each. And again, a freaking steal. I mean, amazing. While I was telling her how amazing her fiber was, she gave me a card. It talks about a breed study that she's going to be doing. So here's the details. And it says you will receive a different wool fiber every month. Options for 4 or 8 ounces of fiber. Each fiber comes with information card that has a spot to attach a fiber sample and a yarn sample. All fiber is undyed, white, natural colors, or blends of white and natural colors, depending on the breed and availability. You'll have access to a members-only Facebook page, an invitation to quarterly virtual spin-ins via Zoom. There's currently over 35 different breeds, and she's adding more as they become available. You can join anytime and cancel anytime. So I think she said it's beginning August 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So I am totally joining. I have talked about doing a breed study for a long time. I have a box of little breed samples, and she made a good point. Like when you get a breed study sample, you usually get like 1 or 2 ounces at the most. But she wanted it to be a really robust program where you got enough yarn enough fiber to make a yarn that you can actually do something with. So I thought that was really interesting and really a good way to go about it. I mean, sure, you get an idea of the fiber from 1 or 2 ounces, but you don't really get to do anything with that fiber.
And after you've spun an ounce, you're just getting there with that fiber.
Right. You're just figuring it out, and you've kind of fallen into your rhythm, right? With 4 or 8 ounces, you are really going to be able to understand and get to know the characteristics of that fiber and then have a usable product at the end. So I think it's incredible, and I am definitely going to be joining. So if
Stay
you are
tuned.
interested, yes, there will be more. So if you are interested, it is mainfiberworkshop.com/breed-study. And I can't wait. I'm so excited about this.
Oh, I got one at that place though.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Yes.
So I got, this one is a 30% silk and 70% Shetland blend. And I loved the colors. I hope they're going to come through. It looks very gray there, but it's almost a brownie gray.
It's like a tawny gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is really pretty.
So
So that was, what, 4 ounces was that was? Oh, she didn't put how many ounces on that one.
I'm pretty sure most of her braids were 4 ounces.
Yeah, that's what her braids typically are. So I have not spun silk before. So I got this blend because Shetland should be a good spin. And then I'll experiment with the silk.
Balance out the silk spin. When you see the silk coming up, just hold on. I mean, really hold on, because it'll slip.
I apologize in advance. I have no idea what you'll be.
It will tell you what it will be. It'll tell you what it wants to become.
If it's anything usable at all.
Fiber is really good at talking to you, but you just have to listen. And then we stopped at Bully Woolies.
Mm.
So this is one of their cards. There's their information. And they had lots of beautiful, like, knitted things.
Kits. They had several
Yes.
kits.
But what I wanted was their African market baskets. They are so amazing, so fun, and purchasing the basket helps with, like, the proceeds go to healthcare, school supplies, community buildings for the people who weave the baskets and their families and their communities. So it goes back to the people who have made the baskets. In, I'm probably going to butcher this name, I'm so sorry. It's the largest town in the Upper East region of Ghana. It's Bolgatanga?
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 Yeah, something like that.
So Julie has a basket, a woven basket, and I've always wanted one. I've just thought they were really cool and amazing, and
I used mine all the time.
Yes. They make great knitting baskets. They sit, when you sit them down, they sit flat.
Yep.
I wanted one that I would be able to put over my shoulder, and this one fit the bill perfectly. And it's so beautiful. Pretty. It's such a bright, fun color. I almost went with the other one because it actually was like more moody and dark like me. But I need some bright in my life, so
yep.
I got a nice, bright, fun basket.
I love the design. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. Yep. And then we happened upon, I've got fiber all over this because it was in the basket. We happened upon a lady, I don't even know what, like, she said she had a farm, but I don't even know what her farm animals were. We didn't really talk about it. But she had, like, all kinds of ironwork. She has a forge on her farm. She had all kinds of ironwork there. And she had beeswax wraps. Mm. And I love beeswax wraps. The name of the place is it's sheep. Rockin' Sheep Farm. And she had these beeswax wraps. This one is a bread size. So it's huge. It's really big. Like, you could wrap a loaf of bread in it. Mm-hmm. I have several beeswax wraps in like a small, medium, and large size, but I've never seen one quite that big.
That's almost like cookie sheet size.
Yeah. You could put it over a casserole dish for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, and there's a lot of beeswax on that wrap.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them are. Oh, that's nice and thick.
Yeah.
Boy, some of them don't have nearly that much wax.
Yeah, I've got a couple that I love, but there's not a whole lot of. Well, some of them got put in hot water by somebody. But yeah, and it was a cute design, little bees on the beeswax wrap. So, and then we went and got your buttons.
Oh, the other buttons?
No, we got the buttons that we already showed. I'm thinking
okay.
Like in order.
Okay.
And then I think we went to Casey's?
I think it was Casey's, yeah.
Yeah?
Pretty sure.
Because we had gone in through one barn, and someone told us there were carters in the used barn, so we'd gone back to the used barn. So then we had to go back to the barn that we left to pick up. It was a hot mess today. So I went to see Casey at Port Fiber, and she had carters. So we talked to her about carters, and we decided to go with this. She said, "What are you going to card?" And I said, "Fur." Like, I don't know. Mohair and wool. Yeah. Sheep. But this is fine. I didn't know they were different. I thought a Carter was a
I
Carter
did know
was
there
a
were
Carter.
different, I think they call it TPIs.
PPSI.
Okay. Something points per inch
Square
or something?
inch. Points per square inch.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's it?
Maybe that's it.
I'm guessing. I'm making it
Yeah.
up as I go along.
It's like, pins. Maybe
pins,
it's pins per square inch.
That would make sense.
Yeah. And so there's different numbers of that, like 72, this is 108. I think there's like 3 or 4 different sizes actually. And depending on the fleece that you're working with, the type of fiber you're working with, this is going to be really good for fine, like mohair and the fine wools, merino or any of those. A 72, she was saying, is more like for your coarser wools, your higher micron count wools. I can't remember which way it goes.
Yeah.
The higher the micron count,
the finer it is, I think.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Okay, so the lower micron count would be the lower number in your Carter.
Pins per inch, yes.
Yeah. So we've got a mohair fleece, kid mohair fleece.
Yep.
And
another one
and
coming.
getting another one. So this is the perfect size for that. We've also got a fleece from Homespun Girls, which I don't remember exactly what the breed was, but it's a Shetlandish type of wool. It's in that kind of category, you know, your more farmy wool. And she said you can use it for this. It's just probably going to be a longer, slower process. We may find that we don't care for this count with that type of fleece. But if it's too problemsome, then we have to go to a different pins per inch.
Yeah. I've never ever used hand carders in my life. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm
gonna learn.
Make it up as I go along.
Yep.
Or YouTube University it.
Yep.
So, but we at least have them now because we do have the two
the
fleeces,
mohairs, yeah.
and we have the third mohair, the second mohair, third fleece coming. So we'll at least be able to work up some of it. And she said it is quite labor intensive to do with the hand carders. So you wouldn't want to do like more than a couple of pounds.
Yeah, she said if you were doing 5 or 6 pounds, you would definitely not want to go this way.
Yeah. So eventually, like, if I decide that I like to do hand carding, then, you know, I might have a second set with the other pin counts, but
we don't even know if we want to do fleeces.
Right.
After
right.
we do these,
we might be this sucks. We don't want to do it. If we do love doing it, then I would like to invest in an actual drum carder. And, you know, and with all the other fibery stuff that I do,
there's a lot you could do with the drum carder.
I might decide that I do want to get a drum carder, but that would be a significant investment, and I'd have to make sure that it is really something that I want to do. And I would probably start with a used before I did a new, just because, you know.
And there were plenty of those at the used equipment sale
Yeah,
today.
there really was.
You probably won't see this before Fiber Frolic is over, but just heads up. Typically at the used equipment, there's lots of spinning wheels and lots of drum carders.
Every year we've gone, there's been tons of used equipment. Tons of it goes out the door. So if you have used equipment and you're wanting to get rid of it, it is a great way to sell your used equipment. And, you know, let other fiber artists play with equipment that they might not otherwise be able to get their hands on. So, yeah. I will definitely be looking there, like I did this year. I wouldn't have gotten the new if I had been able to find the set of used at the used equipment tent, but that was my intent, was to go and get a set of hand carders. So whether it was used or new, that's what I ended up with.
And I was looking for a nitty naughty, but I didn't find that.
Didn't find that. Nope.
There was one place that did have a nitty naughty. I could have gotten it. Was an adjustable one, which I really don't need, and the price was definitely not in the realm of
pricey.
Doing. Yeah.
And then also at Casey's, I found this, which I think I have. It smells familiar. I think I have this blend. I think I got it from her at Fiber Frolic last year. It might have been.
I think you did. I
think it was the same thing. It looks very similar.
Yeah.
But she had. I shouldn't say this because I don't want you all to go out and buy it. She had quite a bit of it, so if I don't have this, I love this, and the price was really decent, I might go on her website and hit her up for some more.
And
But it is 40% Manx, 20% Romney, and 20% kid mohair. It's all natural, undyed, and it's beautiful.
It is.
It is so beautiful. And it smells amazing. I'm gonna love smelling it while I spin it. And it feels amazing.
Yeah.
I love Manx. Manx is a little coarser fiber, but it's a soft, coarse, if that makes any sense.
Right. I think it gives, it'll give good structure for the yarn.
Yeah.
You've still got the softness there, but it's going to have nice loft and structure.
Yeah. I used Manx in my night shift that I made with some Napa Valley fiber. What do they call it? They have like spin kits. They put together all these different kind of fibers that you can use together, and I wanted to make that as much as possible. Like, I didn't want to just use what they had for fiber. I kind of wanted to get more out of the fiber, so I blended it with some natural fiber. So I had this blue fiber that I blended with the Manx, it was a dark brown Manx, and then I had a gray BFL. So I had all these different, but I I plied that with this BFL and this merino, and it's a really nice sturdy yarn. That shawl is so dense and so warm and so amazing, and it's a lovely, lovely fiber to spin. So there it is. I could go on and on. So that, I think, was the end of all of my things.
At Port Fiber?
Yes. I think Casey was the last thing I bought at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And something caught my eye at her booth, because evidently I'm on a button kick.
Got the button bug.
But these are copper buttons, and they're handmade copper buttons by Ray. It is Cooper Designs. I don't know if I can get close enough to... Oh, yeah, you might be able to see that. And they are just... I love the texture on them. The copper... I'm freaky over copper right now, I guess. But they're so pretty. I love the textural design on them, and they've got some weight, so they're not just, lightweight, flimsy buttons. They're nice.
Shiny, but they have little bits of patina on them, too, which makes them look really kind of not brand spanky new.
Yep.
That kind of antiqued look.
Yep.
Which is amazing. Cool. Yeah.
I like them. Oh, and then it's the me show?
It's the you show, because I've been running my face.
All right, so let's see. The next one was Ellen's Half Pint Farm.
Yes.
So, cute little bag for my goodies. And it's got her logo on there. And
I had wanted to stop here because she has amazing prices on sweater quantities. Like, she does a skein of yarn that is 1,400 yards. Like, huge amounts of yardage in these skeins of yarn.
Single skein.
No weaving ends.
Well,
no
end one and end.
No knotting. No split splicing. None of that. Just
straight up knit.
Mm-hmm. So I had wanted to kind of check her out. I don't need another sweater in my life, but I wanted to see like what the twist angle was, how soft, how dense, how, what the drape was on her different fibers. And all of her yarn is absolutely beautiful, absolutely amazing. And to be able to get that beautiful, amazing yarn in one sweater pack, of just, yes. So, I didn't get anything,
but you scoped it out.
I have got an in now. But you, on the other hand...
Yeah, and so you were telling me, as we were driving to get there, you were telling me about this Ellen's Half Pint Farm and some of the blends from her website. And you mentioned this merino tencel. I went, what? Merino tencel? That's kind of a cool blend, because tencel is supposed to be a good fiber for, like, keeping you cool. It's supposed to be a fairly strong fiber. So I thought, man, that blend of merino and tencel, I wonder how that would work for socks, especially like shorty summer socks.
Yep.
So she had some skeins, not just the sweater packs, but some single skeins of that merino tencel blend. And I loved this color.
It is so pretty.
Yeah, it's just got those pretty little speckles. It was a nice summery kind of color. And so I'm going to give it a try with some summer shorty socks.
How many yards is in that?
That's 425 yards.
Yeah, so you could get two.
I could get two pairs of shorties
easily out of that.
Yeah, especially if I use something else for like heels, toes, cuffs, or whatever.
Contrast.
But yeah, typically I make my shorty socks quite short, so I think I could get two, or maybe it's a pair for me and a pair for Kinsley.
Ooh, there you go.
And then she had this absolutely amazing deal.
So pretty.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh,
those
my
colors.
God.
Look at those colors. If those are
I
not my
love it.
colors,
I love it.
beautiful. And as far as I can tell, well, actually, let's go ahead and tell.
Yeah, I couldn't quite figure out what this was.
It's two skeins.
It is two skeins.
I thought it was two skeins. Yeah, it is two. Or is that three? What have I got going on here? Nope, that's two.
That's two.
Okay, so we get two skeins.
No, that's three.
Oh, it is three.
Oh, it's three.
Okay, so we got 3 skeins of yarn. And this is a shift pack. So I'm going to make me a shift cowl, and I think those colors are going to be beautiful.
See,
in the
I
shift cowl.
thought it was all one skein, and it just, like, the colors shifted.
Oh, yeah.
So that you could just use the one skein. I didn't know how it was going to work, whether you're going to use like one end and then the other, and
because you're changing colors in the shift cowl, right?
Yes, you have a main color and
Yep.
a contrast color.
Yep.
But you shift those like you do the night shift. You
Mhm.
you might use color A and B for this section, and then A and C for the next section, and you might go back to A and B, but you're using it B and A instead of A and B.
Ah, okay.
So you're constantly shifting.
So you're kind of fading and
Yeah.
and mosaic knitting all at the same time. So yeah, that one, it had to be a thing.
That's going to be such
And
a
she
pretty
had such
shift.
gorgeous. I had a hard time deciding because she had some beautiful combinations there. But yeah, this is ultimately my colors.
yes, you're wearing them.
Yes.
But she also had, she said you could also do the shift. What's the name of the sweater? The
Shift again.
The shift again. You could do the same thing with
Yep.
these packs. You could do
One of these and 2 of her. What did she call those?
it was like the sweater pack equivalent, I
Yeah.
think. Or you could do 2 of these. And
You could do 2 of these to do the shift or the shifty. If you had 2 sets, you could do up to size 59
Yes.
on the shifty.
Yeah.
Which the shifty is the... Is that the sweater?
I think so.
The pullover sweater.
Yes.
Where the shift again is the cardigan.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
But so she had it like all figured out. Like so it was very easy to say, okay, I want this, and then you just pick your main color for your sweater.
Yep.
As a contrast color, and
this is a 2-ply non-superwash yarn.
yeah.
So 645 yards. It's a great deal.
And she had, and I love like the way that the skeins themselves don't really change color a lot, but they have these little sections of the barber pulley stuff that is going to make it
Makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to make a really beautiful, beautiful cowl.
Yep. And I was informed that I must send her a picture because
Yes.
she hasn't seen this pack knit up in the shift yet.
Oh, yes.
So I have to make sure to send her a picture.
Yes. Get to knitting, Jules.
Oh, Lordy. With all the rest of it. Why not? So that was really fun at hers. And then next
Then we had
was
lunch.
Yes, then we had
And
lunch.
we decided we were freezing to death.
Uh-huh. So we made one last stop because we have to go to Homespun Girls and Maritime Family Fiber.
Yes. We like to visit them every time.
Yeah. Maritime Family Fiber is our inn for Briggs and Little. That's where we get all our Briggs and Little.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to go there. And her kids are the most polite and
So
adorable
cute.
kids. I mean, they are just amazing. And we stumbled upon at the Machias Fiber Festival, one of her daughters. I don't know, maybe it is more than one, but I know one daughter does it for sure. She makes little felted creatures. This is Mountain the Goat. She names them. So it's Mountain the Goat. And it's so cute. The personality she puts in these things. Look at that. Isn't that adorable?
He's so
He's got his
cute.
little horns. Even got little horns in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so cute.
Yeah.
And I got a little purple bunny for my granddaughter at Machias Fiber Festival. So, yeah, this will probably have to be a little playmate for her purple bunny.
There you go. Yep.
And they always, whenever you make a purchase, you always get a little goodie bag with tea bag, stitch marker. I should probably, here's their card. It's pretty small print, but that's their logo and Maritime Family Fiber. They do have online, so you can order online. Their shipping is extremely fast and extremely reasonable.
Yep.
And then her mom has Homespun
I
Girls.
think any order over $100 is free
I
shipping.
think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got a Regal skein of black Regal. I have a pretty good collection of Regal going now, but I didn't have a black, so might as well round out the color wheel.
Collection. Yep.
And then her mom is Homespun Girls yarns, and she has some. She's just amazing with the dyeing.
She is.
The
Like her
beautiful
color
colors.
sense is amazing.
It is. And this is the one that caught my eye. I have been looking for a yarn with just speckles, so a lot of the just natural with just speckles of color. And that one fit the bill. She had another one there that was very pretty too. This one is called Shepherdess, and the other one was called Blossoms, I think.
Yes.
It was a lot more pinky in it.
Yeah.
But this one, I just love those pops of the rust color and
Yeah.
stuff in
This
there.
was a little warmer.
Yeah. And it's got a little bit of a pinkish hue to the base. Just a little bit, which it could just be from the speckling, but...
Oh yeah,
it
does, doesn't it?
Yeah. It just, like you say, it's just a little bit warmer looking one.
Yeah.
So that's destined to be a pair of summer shorties too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all, folks.
Really?
It is.
That's everything.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yes, I would say. Good day of stash enhancement.
Mm-hmm. It was so much fun. I always have a good time. Last year we had a great time, but the second day was not so great. That was when we got in our little fender bender.
Mm-hmm.
This year we're not going to chance the second time. The fates
And we
of the
took a
second
whole
time.
different route
We
to get
did.
there.
We avoided.
I was not going through or near that intersection again.
Yeah, we avoided it like the plague. But it was nice. We took us out through some farm country, Appleton area, which Appleton Creamery, Goat Creamery, is out that way.
Liberty. We went through
Yeah,
Liberty.
Liberty. So yeah, it was a good time. Aside from the frozen toes, noses, and fingers, and but that's Maine, right? It was 80 degrees yesterday, and it's 40 degrees today. Ridiculous.
You got to be prepared for it if you live in Maine.
Yep, and I was not. I did wear my sweater, but I did not bring gloves or
cold.
hats or
cowls
or anything.
I wore my Angora Sophie scarf
She
tucked
got
up around.
so many compliments on
Yeah.
Sophie scarves.
I even had my jean jacket over that. I had my fingerless mitts. I was still cold.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
So cool. But it was a good time. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe if you want to see some more content. It is that time of year, folks. There's more yarny adventures to come, for sure. This was just the beginning.
Yeah.
It could be the end for my budget, but it was the beginning of our adventures. So
Don't let her fool you.
no, there'll be more. But it was so much fun.
It was.
And yeah, so If you would like to check us out on social media, where can we find you, Jules?
I am mainly Jules.makes on Instagram, but also Jules Larrabee on Ravelry.
And I am Nanas_house15 on Instagram. I'm Nana's House 15 on Ravelry. And that's all the places I am. We are together, the Nutty Nitty Sisters on Instagram and YouTube and Ravelry.
And you can email us
At nuttynitty_sisters@gmail.com. That's it. So until next time, stay nutty and keep knitting. Bye.